Hey guys, and welcome back. Spring has definitely sprung here as demonstrated by the Mark III, and this car's been sitting in the garage and look at all the pollen all over this thing. It's absolutely nuts. Which brings us to the point of our video. I'll get to the sad news about the Mark III, but I will get to other things because we have a very, very busy spring in front of us. So I gotta swap this thing out for the C63 because it's doing its first event in I think 9 months. And then I gotta get the Mark VI ready, which is honestly in a lot sadder of a shape when it comes to being covered in pollen. So let's hope this thing starts. It's been sitting for a little bit, and then let's hope the C63 starts because it's been sitting even longer, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of everything and getting everything ready for the spring. Man, that sun is brutal. Let's see if she starts or she'll need a jump. Doesn't look promising, but nope. Oh. I will take it. Not the happiest cold start, but she's cold started, so sad news about the Mark III. Well, a couple videos back I mentioned that I had all these plans to do the Mark III 3.0, and unfortunately I could chalk it up to people are just pieces of shit nowadays. I had a set of wheels lined out that would have set the whole thing in motion, and it would have been a huge transformation, probably one of the biggest this car's ever seen. And that all went down the drain when the guy, with a lack of a better term, dicked me around for a while and would not negotiate pricing, then agreed, then disagreed, then told me the wheels sold, then relisted them, so on and so forth. Either way, it was going to be a custom wheel setup. I was just going to use a very rare set of BBS wheels to get them rebuilt to a 3-piece custom setup, and that all went down the drain with my motivation and everything else I was going to do. So yes, I'll likely still bring this thing down to Helen. That is the plan, but I am a little bit sad because more than likely it will look the same way it has looked since 2015, which is honestly unfortunate. I had much bigger plans in place, and I guess circumstances and money didn't allow for it, so here we are. Let's focus on the next couple events. I have an autocross It's dead. Well, that was rather painless. We're not gonna rip it too much, the engine's still cold, but God, I love this car. I'll be damned if this car doesn't become a modern classic one day. I made a mistake once before having one, not a C63, but a modern classic. And I don't want to do it again. This car is immediate smile on your face. Immediate. This is the legal speed limit on this road, don't worry. This thing takes 9 quarts of oil, but it's always been dead nuts reliable with 0 issues. So good job to Team something or other. You hand built a good engine, bud. Alright, oil's changed. I'm going to check my air filters. I have K&N drop-ins. At least I think I do. I don't remember. This is what happens when you try to keep up with half a dozen cars at once. So we'll remember together. But if I do, I might clean them. Don't remember the last time I did. I do have K&N drop-ins. Alright. That doesn't look bad at all, but screw it. I have the juice. Let's clean them both. For anyone that for some reason doesn't know, K&N filters are serviceable and cleanable. So you blow them out and then you lube them with this stuff that they sell. Alright, so we got the Golf R in the garage after playing some musical cars. It's the next day. These sat for 24 hours. Time to throw these intakes in. And then this car will be ready to race. The autocross is tomorrow, so I don't have much time to waste. But that's all I got to do off camera. I checked all the bearings. I torqued all the wheels, made sure all the other fluids were good, coolant, brake fluid, etc. I got my to-go box ready. Actually, let me show you my to-go box. So this is my to-go box, or my motorsport box. I bring it to all my motorsport events. It's got all the basics you may need. Obviously, I got my helmet in here and my racing gloves. I have a rain poncho for in case we get rained out. I have this rather feminine colored knife and fork type set that folds out. It's like a picnic set type thing. You never know. I got all my air stuff, my air pump, pressure gauge, and everything like that. I have quick detailer in case I need to wipe the car down to put anything on it like magnets. I have bug spray, hand sanitizer, because a lot of times all you get is a porta-john and no way of washing your hands. I've got sunscreen because that comes in handy. Maybe not at tomorrow's event because it's going to be at night. I got some masking tape just in case I need to change or put some numbers on my car or whatever. Some detailing towels, a pair of gloves. These are just my valve stem caps. And then I got a tool bag with all the basic hand tools in case I need to repair something or anything like that. This is something really good that everybody should have, whether you're going autocrossing or to a track day. It makes it nice and easy to have everything in one spot, and in case of emergencies, you're prepared. And it's sealed from the weather, so you don't have to worry about all your stuff getting rained on. With this one, I don't have to do as much as I did last year to get ready for Wookiees in the Woods. We already got it on a tire, all the brakes and all that stuff's done. We just gotta do basic checks, change the oil, check the fluids, whatever. But mostly it just needs to be cleaned up. It looks clean on camera, and it rained last night, so I washed some of the pollen off. But to give you an idea of what we deal with here, this is all pollen and some leaves. And this car is just absolutely coated in it. So I gotta clean it inside and out. And then I'll probably leave it in the garage, throw a car cover on it so I don't have to clean it right before Wookiees. That's coming up in a week from now. And I won't have time to get it ready other than today. So it's gonna go late into the night here. And we're gonna get this thing knocked out. And just like that, we are race day and Wookiees ready. I have a lot going on this spring. Every weekend I have something coming, so be ready for a whole bunch of content, all kinds of content. So I had to squeeze it all within a couple of days. So I got the C63 all race ready to make her come back after like 9 months or so. One thing I will show you guys really quick, these numbers, and you might have seen them in the past on the car. And the reason they're sitting up here, I usually stash them inside the car when I'm running. The quick story about that is some years back, I had those numbers that you see sitting up there on my car. On the way to an event, I decided to have them on the car on the highway. One of them blew off. And I was talking to my dad on the phone, and I said I lost a number. And he came up with the idea, instead of me taping on numbers, he ran to Walmart, got some of that magnet, I guess, and literally like mailbox house numbers and threw them on there. That's why they're not necessarily professional grade, but he came through just so I would have magnet numbers. So I ran them for a while, then I upgraded my numbers to much nicer ones, which you see here. But I've always kept those in the car as kind of, I guess, superstition, good luck, because my dad's looking out for me. So that's the story about those numbers that kind of look last minute, because he pulled that together right before an event, brought them out to me so I would actually have magnet numbers. So those, and don't tell anybody that does any of the safety inspections, will be hidden somewhere inside the car. So I have my little bit of luck, because I'll probably need it. It's a tight course, very torquey, wheel spin prone car. It'll be fun. Let's have realistic expectations. When it comes to the Golf R, that's as clean as she's gonna get. I had a lot of ideas of stuff I wanted to do before Wookiees with this car. Unfortunately, the way my bank account is set up, and my time schedule, I guess, too, it just didn't allow for it. So we got her tip-top shape, all the fluids changed, as clean as it's gonna get. It's on a tire, it's on the RE71R, so it should be RE71RS. Let's make that clear. So it should be plenty of fun for the mountain roads, which is what I think this car was always intended for. So I'm going to throw a car cover on this thing so it stays clean for the next couple of days. Tomorrow we run the C63, then we turn around and we go to Wookiees with this thing. So I have a lot to do in the next few days. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, because there's a lot more content coming your way in the next few weeks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.